Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up! I made this cute card with products from Stampin' Up! I sell these products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I have the free detailed directions for this project on my website. You can click the link and download these directions, and also below that there are links for the products that I used. And if you click those links, you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! You'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. I just want to show you this card, and it's actually got kind of not working scissors, but they move around. And then a similar card, this is a very easy project. I'm going to show you how to do this card and then kind of do a modified version of this one. So let me show you the directions again so you can get the descriptions, and you can always go back and pause that. So I'm using one of the in colors, boho blue, which I love. This is one of my favorite colors. And I'm also using some of the Countryside in Designer Series paper. And this is also wonderful. This is my usual large layer size. I've cut a slit about halfway this way in about 2 1/4 inches. And the first thing I'm going to do is just put this 1/2 inch strip of Designer Series paper on the inside. It's really easy to use just a tiny scrap to add something to your card. You can put this right up against the edge, or in this case I'm leaving a little white strip there, and I can go ahead and put this on the inside of my card. And that strip can go on the left or the right, up to you. I'm going to put it on the right. I'm using Night of Navy, and I'm going to stamp Sending a Handmade Hug. This one I used the boho blue, and I think it's not strong enough, so I am using the Night of Navy. And I'm wanting to put it way to the right in the middle. And that's all the stamping we're doing. And then I'm going to adhere this piece. Usually I run a bead of glue all 4 sides. In this case I do not want any glue here, so I'm going to just do it on these 3 sides opposite my slit. And yes, I'm going to cover up the stamping that I just did. And I'm going to give that a minute to dry. Meanwhile, I'm going to do, like I said, a modified version. In this case, I actually used the round and square brads. There are some tiny black brads in here. Can you see that? Yeah, I think you can. I used some tiny black brads to make that work. But in this case, I'm going to just have it fixed. So I'm going to take my real snips, and there is a score line. I don't think you can see it. There's a score line, and I'm just going to snip on the score line on the black parts because I want black handle. So I'm going to glue the black handles on. And I think the liquid glue is going to be your best bet for this part. And I have been finding myself using these tweezers all the time. Oh, I got a lot of glue there. It's oozing out. I had taken a minute to let that dry until it was clear, I would have avoided that. But I tend to be in a hurry. Okay, now that this has had a chance to dry, I'm going to pull this back and add a dimensional under here. I really don't want to do a hard crease here, but I found that this wants to kind of pull up, and so I might need to press it down. Of course, if you're going to mail it, it will get pressed firmly, and I want to be sure that this my greeting shows, so I want to pull back a little bit more. I should have showed you the Crafting With You bundle. I love this because it addresses all kinds of crafting, not only stamping, but also sewing and knitting, painting. This is not a stamp. In case you were wondering, this stamp is really not part of the frame, the easel. Those are separate. And you could actually put a photograph in here if you'd like, or any stamp. And the dies are fun too, because it's got all of those things. Plus it's got a paper trimmer, and it's got thimbles of thread with this, and these are the threads so you can put on a different color. It's got some buttons, embroidery hoop, a ruler, and it's got the snips. Let me show you a card that I made with the paper trimmer. The same colors, same greeting, and I made this little, the trimmer blade slides up and down, which was fun. This one die cuts out 2 buttons, a round one and a square one. And I need 2 buttons for this project. I didn't know whether I wanted square or round. And let me do square this time. And for this one, I actually used some of the baker's twine and threaded these buttons. The little holes stayed in on one of these buttons, and 3 out of the 4 on the other one stayed in. I may take out one of the round ones and put in here if I think I need it. So I'm going to put the buttons on. And I do think I want to see if I can get this round one to go in there. So let me see if I can push that in there. And instead of threading with real thread, I'm just going to take a Stampin' Write marker and just kind of put the stitching in here. And that's much easier than threading that. And then I'm going to put the snips on. So in this case, I'm going to take the snips with the smaller handle and put a dimensional here, and I will put this under, and then I'm just going to glue my other one on top. And it does have a hole in there. Sometimes you can catch the little dots that got punched out of those with the die. And this was much easier than threading those bows. Now I said I was going to make this, so you can see that just not putting those buttons on, you can just tie a bow with this same baker's twine. And glue it here with the mini glue dot. And I think that this and this one turned out just fine, and this one was much easier. So whether you make the simple stamping, a little bit extra, and then this one with the actual movements, it's up to you. But you can make this card. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Home near the top of my page and you'll find lots of resources. Under Shop, you can find the products I offer to make crafting more convenient, how to get free products with my frequent shopper rewards, and a link to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Inspiration to scroll all my projects back to 2011, most with detailed directions and videos. Though the products in those older projects have been retired, you may find techniques, layouts, or color combinations to inspire you today. If you're new to stamping, you might want to look at the basics. You'll find how to cut card bases and layers, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find lots of free resources such as catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, color tools, and much more. More organization means more time for stamping. You can learn about my Evernote notebook. I have a note for every current product that Stampin' Up! Has for sale right now. It really makes finding just exactly what you want very easy. And you can create your own notebook and search through all of the things that you own to find just what you need. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on my YouTube channel. I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you soon.